Hey, my name is Nick Osterhout. I'm here to talk to you about how effective localization can help someone compete in international markets. We're going to specifically talk about alteryx. Uh, we'll start out by going through a little bit of who alteryx is and what they do. I'll show you their domestic side as well as two of their international sides. Talk a little bit about the impact that their strategy has on how prospective customers sees them. And then we'll go over some takeaways in the conclusion. So getting started, Alteryx is a software company based in Irvine, California. They're working on producing data analytics software specifically designed to reduce the learning curve that more traditional analytics software has. This is just enabling people to sit down and immediately start processing data without having to have a lot of background and training. They are a developing company. Currently, they're reaching approximately $800 million in revenue, which puts them firmly in that mid-market section of the business world. They are operating at a loss currently, though, which is not unusual for a company that's growing and investing its resources back into its own growth. So let's take a look at this English web page. Specifically, we're looking at the Why Alteryx page, which I selected because it's one that's important to prospective customers. This is where they finally reach somebody, and now that customer is trying to decide why they should choose this product versus a competitor. They've included some strong graphical elements. They've got good banners. The image that's shown there is actually a looping video, which has diverse people in a variety of settings, which is going to have a lot of appeal as we move through some of the more international markets. They have some prominent success stories down at the bottom, which will help a customer understand, why should I choose you? Where have you succeeded? Have you worked with businesses of this size or in this type of market? And I think this is a good foundation for them to work off of. Their next localization is the Japanese site. Again, we're immediately greeted with a familiar layout. They've used the same banners, they've used the same video, which has some international appeal because they've got diverse people. One thing that's interesting to me is they chose to use the same brands at the bottom of the page. I did do some research. All of these brands do have an international presence. McLaren operates an F1 team. 7-Eleven does actually have stores in Japan. And Coca-Cola is Coca-Cola. It's about as ubiquitous as a brand can be. I did find it interesting that they selected the Taste the Feeling logo, which they did not do for the English version. I'm not sure if that's just a cropping error or if they, for some reason, chose that logo to be different. The next page we're going to look at is actually the French version of the Why Alteryx page. And the first thing that's going to jump out to you is that this is not in French. I'm not sure if this was a technical issue or some kind of translation oversight. I did confirm it on multiple computers. They were all leading me to an English version of the web page, despite it saying it would be in French. And then as of October 25th, they'd already had the issue corrected. But this goes to highlight, how can these different translation strategies impact our customers? Well, if you fail to successfully translate the message, you lose that confidence that your customer should have in you. It shakes their ability to believe that you're going to be a successful competitor, that you're the right choice. So you need to really take the time to make sure that the strategy you have aligns with your strategic goals for your organization. Alteryx is a growing company. International markets are a great way to fuel growth. And so to not have a website that is effectively translating their message to customers of diverse backgrounds is a pretty big failure. So how bad can these mistakes actually be? Well, let's look at HSBC, who is an international bank who had a fantastic idea following the 2008 financial crisis, which was to rebrand with the slogan of "Assume Nothing," which is a really good slogan for a bank following a financial crisis caused by the inaction of regulators. The problem was when they translated that for some of their markets, it became "Do Nothing," and no one caught that. And so they went live to market with the slogan of "Do Nothing" in a number of their customer areas, which is a terrible slogan for a bank following a financial crisis. And this had a number of impacts. First off, it changed their message. It damaged their brand. But more importantly than that, they took a slogan that should have inspired confidence and they made people question their competence. They went from the "assume nothing, we will research," to the "do nothing, we're just going to let it be." So you need to actually take the time to make sure that you're ensuring these accurate and correct translations. And if you have the ability and you've got the time and resources, you should build a solution from the ground up that meets the unique needs of diverse marketplaces. This is the best way to generate customer confidence. It's the best way to generate return on investment, and it's going to put your best foot forward as you move into new marketplaces. So I've got some time for questions. I've got my contact information on the screen. I look forward to hearing your feedback, and I look forward to a continued dialogue